A New York Knicks insider has revealed that a Knicks free agency signing is imminent for the team, as multiple players have been targeted by the Knicks with that final veteran mid-level exception option, though one or two guys are standing out among the rest when it comes down to it, while also Mike Brown's influence will play a part in things as well for the best fit for his team and for his rotations, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here. We're going to jump right into things as always. I look quite red right now. I'm hoping that's the lighting. Let's jump into things. If you're part of that 67% that's not subscribed, we got daily Knicks updates that you do not want to miss out on. We're having a bunch of fun on this channel. I do not want you guys to miss out on any of the good videos. We are getting some Twitter alerts, and it's just about Julius Randle tweeting out, but not the biggest deal there, but shout out to Julius Randle anyway. Let's jump into things. Because, look, Leon Rose and the Knicks they're figuring out who that final free agent's going to be. And they've targeted a few names. However, there have been a few, namely one or two, that have stuck out among the rest in recent days that are targets of the Knicks. Now, first things first, because I'm not really going to talk about in this video, the Knicks are still targeting Landry Shamet. They do still like Shamet a lot. There is a world where they bring Shamet back on the veterans minimum deal, but a lot of teams did show interest in Shamet, and if he gets more than a veterans minimum for a team that's not the Knicks, who he might have a bigger role with, it is likely that he will leave New York, which would be sad, but you could replace Landry Shamet if we're being honest. I do love Landry Shamet. Don't get me wrong. I love Landry Shamet, but he's replaceable. You can get another elite shooter out there. And that's one of the things that the Knicks could be looking at or will be looking at, while also another guy is this one right here, former Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart, as this was revealed by Stephen Bondy, who said that per a source, the Knicks are monitoring the situation with Marcus Smart, who's likely to become a free agent after the Washington Wizards and him agree to a buyout. Now, Smart last season averaged 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. He put up 1 steal per game as well. Shot 39% from the field and 35% from 3. It's been 2 years since Smart was on the Boston Celtics now. When he won the Defensive Player of the Year award, he unfortunately for the Celtics was not there when they won that championship, which I know did hurt Celtics fans, but they did need Porzingis to get that one done. So there is some sense to it there, but Smart is someone who's very, very interesting. And as Schwenny mentioned on Twitter not that long ago after Evan Sider, he revealed that Marcus Smart's future with the Wizards was not really in flux, but a buyout was very likely. The Knicks have had interest in Smart since dating back to 2023 in the offseason, when it became clear the Celtics were trying to move Smart in exchange to bring in a big man to help this team. They obviously, again, brought in Porzingis, won the NBA Finals. And Smart got dealt to the Grizzlies, ends up in Washington, and along the lines, what's happened now is Smart's going to get bought out, and there's a lot of question on if he still has it. Can he still be someone that's a big impact player on this team? I mean, he was drafted a while ago now. It's been a long time since Marcus Smart joined the ranks of the NBA. I mean, it was 2014 where he got drafted, I believe, so it's been a while. Smart's been a staple in the NBA, mainly with Boston, but also, again, has spent time a little bit elsewhere as well. And he is someone who the Knicks like because of his point-of-attack defense, his team-oriented style, and the fact that he's one of those guys who just feels like is going to help you win some games. So Smart is someone that the Knicks really do like the option of. And, I mean, you look at Marcus Smart throughout the playoffs in his career, and he's been solid. A total of nearly 13 points per game for Smart, while also putting up around 5 assists, 4 rebounds per game, shooting 40% from the field and 33% from 3. Marcus Smart is a solid player. Do not get me wrong. Is he the right fit for the Knicks, though? I'm not as sold as most people are, and I do think that's going to have an impact on things here when I do think there is a better fit for this Knicks team, and that is none other than Amir Coffey, who also has been linked to the Knicks a few different times. Now, Coffey was linked by Tommy Beer initially, who said, for those who asked with Gershon Yabusele taking less than the minimum deal, or the taxpayer mid-level exception deal, the Knicks can sign any veteran free agent available, regardless of their NBA experience, to a 1-year deal with their remaining roster spot. Bradley Beal, who's got 13 years of experience, which means he would earn $3.6 million on a vet minimum deal, could still sign with the Knicks. Or Amir Coffey, someone who's 6 years of experience and would earn $2.8 million on a vet minimum next season. Basically, with the whole situation, any player with 10 or more years of NBA experience, and Coffey, so any player who's got 6 or more years of NBA experience, would count the same exact amount against the Knicks salary cap, which is $2,296,274. So the Knicks do have flexibility to go out and not be hampered by, is this a 10-plus year veteran, an 8-plus year veteran, a 6-plus year veteran, something like that. It's not something that's going to hamper the Knicks at all. They could do whatever the hell they actually want to do, which is pretty great for them. And I understand you can get a older veteran, and Bradley Beal's going to end up on the Clippers. There was a minute where it felt like the Knicks were a real opportunity, but it didn't last. It's definitely going to be the Clippers. Amir Coffey is someone who Beer has linked to the Knicks time and time again, and though he does not have a ton of playoff experience, only averaging 1.3 points in the playoffs on very limited minutes, he's had one real year where he played playoff minutes. He had 6 games played and 18.7 minutes where the shooting was not really there, 31.8% from the field and 27% from 3, despite the fact that that's what Amir Coffey does. He's there to hit the 3 ball, and he's there to hit the 3 ball with some real experience. So when it comes down to it, as Bleacher Report mentioned, Amir Coffey is not a name that most fans will know, which I feel like that's not exactly true. He has been with the Los Angeles Clippers since the 2019-20 season and became a rotational player after 3 seasons. Now, Coffey is coming off his best season as a pro, and just as he hits free agency, here's a quick rundown on Coffey for those unfamiliar. He's a 6'7" player who played primarily small forward, but also played some small ball 4 this past season, as wings and forwards are very interchangeable at this point of the NBA. Coffey put up 9.7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. Is he a good defender? No. Is he the worst defender in the world? Not really, but he's not really a good defender. So he's there to shoot the ball, and he's there to shoot the ball well. Man shot 47% from the field and 41% from 3, shooting 46.2% on the corner 3 as well. He's there to spot up and shoot. 48.4% of his shots were 3s last year. That would totally go up with the Knicks with a Mike Brown offense. He'd be taking a lot of corner 3s where he absolutely excels at. Leon Rose loves the corner 3. He loves signing guys who have good corner 3 experience. Landry Shamet shot around 47% on corner 3, so it's just the thing that the Knicks like to have with their guys, and Coffey is someone who I think would fit with the Knicks very well. Now, I want the Knicks to sign Amir Coffey if I could pick between these two, and that's because his fit with the Knicks is just a little bit better. As Sports Illustrated said, the Knicks don't have much depth on the wings at the moment, with Landry Shamet hitting free agency. Pacome Dadier, a first-round pick from the 2024 NBA draft, might not be ready for a role in the rotation quite yet, so adding a player like Coffey could make sense. In 6 years with the Clippers, Coffey got better in each season, averaging a career-best 9.7 points per game in the 24-25 campaign. Adding Coffey could give the Knicks a little bit more cushion in the second unit when building out the team for the upcoming season, and I 1,000% agree. I think that Coffey's the perfect player for the Knicks. You get a 6'7" shooter. That's what you want to get. That's what we've been looking for with this Knicks team, is how can you get a guy who's a wing and who could shoot the 3 ball at an elite level, which they desperately need, specifically off their bench. Amir Coffey. That's your answer. That is how you solve that problem. It feels like a simple solve. I understand the infatuation, or I should just really say the interest in Marcus Smart. I get it. I totally get it. He's got a ton of NBA playoff experience. He's one of the better defenders, but one of the best on-ball defenders in basketball. Excellent point-of-attack defender. Excellent team player. Rides or dies for his squad. I totally get it. Would it be weird seeing Marcus Smart in a Knicks jersey? Yes. I think Amir Coffey right now will give the Knicks more than Marcus Smart would give because the Knicks have Deuce McBride off the bench. They also have Deuce and Jordan Clarkson off the bench already. You're gonna make a very small bench right there and kind of force Marcus Smart into a small forward role, which I guess he can do in theory because he played shooting guard in the same position nowadays almost. Not always, but a lot of the time. So, I mean, Mikal and OG, very similar. But Coffey can play shooting guard, small forward, power forward. And why is that? Because he's an elite shooter. And he's 6'7", so he's versatile because he's the average height of an NBA player. I think Amir Coffey's your guy here. If you don't get Coffey and you can get Landry Shamet also, totally fine with that. I love Landry Shamet. I would love for him to be back. But I do think they should offer Amir Coffey that minimum deal. I think it makes sense. I think he's a good fit here. And you offer him a 1-year, maybe a 2-year deal. You can give him a player option after that. So if he wants to buy in, go for another year. Or if he has a good year with the Knicks and wants to test free agency after being in a Mike Brown offense, an offense that'll help Coffey a bunch, being that he's a shooter and that Mike Brown likes to play in transition and with a lot of threes being taken. It's kind of a perfect storm for Amir Coffey, especially being on a team where he'll get real minutes because the Knicks will run a 10-man roster, or 10-man rotation, I should say. And on top of all that, it's a bunch of three-point shooters. It's a three-point shooting, it's a three-point oriented offense. So I think it's a perfect situation for Coffey. I would love to see him in a Knicks jersey. I think it makes a ton of sense. And I think if you walk away this offseason with Jordan Clarkson, Gershon Yabusele, Amir Coffey, and one of Mohamed Diawara or James Najee, or one of the other guys that they could sign on rookie contracts if someone shows out in the summer league. You just had a great offseason. You did exactly what you needed to do. You strengthened up your bench. You got a coach who fits this team better. Again, not my favorite choice, but I don't hate him. And on top of all that, you brought in 3 good bench players who all fit team needs. Another ball handler who can create his own shot. Another 3-point shooter who's a quick trigger shooter who could also play a multitude of different wing/forward positions, which the Knicks need. And then also another kind of combo big man who can do a lot from both inside and outside the arc. And it did so well. Clearly, I'm beat red right now. Now I'm changing colors because the lighting outside and with my ring light. So, guys, I'm going to go keep being a chameleon. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If not, you can tell me what I did wrong. If you're just getting sick of the free agent stuff, free agencies, we're not long for it. We're about to get into some summer league stuff, whole lot of different content. And maybe I'll still keep changing colors like this one. I'm going from red to pale like it's nobody's business. Guys, have a great day. Go Knicks. If you're watching this on Friday, you did it, man. You're at the weekend. Get through that work day because it's coming out Friday morning, probably, I think. Regardless, you're at Friday. You did it, man. Congratulations. Enjoy that weekend.